you doing? All right, for this video, I'm going to show you how to create a boundary giving a legal description or something similar. So you can be using your transparent commands over here. So what I want you to do is start a new drawing. So come up here and click New. And when it clicks New, you'll get these templates, or you should. If not, just go ahead and start a new drawing. I'll show you a different way to do it. Use the Autodesk Civil 3D Imperial. We're going to start with that. If you don't get that option, then you can just click the plus button here and it'll still start a brand new drawing. Either way will work. Now what I want you to do is, I've got this legal description right here all written out. So what it says is, I'm commencing at a 5/8 iron rod, sorry, typo, and cap with an LB number of 7274 located on the westerly right-of-way line of Hickory Tree Road with a northing of 1,297,556.08 and an easting of 577,558.77. Fence. So that's going to be my start points. It's commencing. That's not my point of beginning of my legal description. It's where I'm starting. So what I would like to do is go ahead and set up our drawing in the right coordinate system. Now, you don't always have a northing and easting on a legal description. I just wrote it this way to get you all to be able to start at a point and then use the transparent commands to create the lines. For the boundary. Now, you do have the legal descriptions that start with commencing at. Sometimes you'll commence at a location. For example, I'm going to go actually back to the project. This is the boundary for our design project in this class. Now, you also have a concrete monument on the state road right-of-way. You can actually start the commencement point here, and you can start anywhere on this. There's two parcels, or two lots. The parcel that we're going to first be looking at is this one in this video today. And I actually am going to say I'm starting at this benchmark, which was a site benchmark with the 5/8 iron rod and cap. This is the survey company's business license number, and it has a northing and easting. So I just want to be able to show you how to write the legal description, or how to draw the legal description, draw the line work from a legal description for the project. All right, so the first thing that you have to do in your project, if you know the state plane coordinates, then it's best to go ahead and set up for the state plane coordinates. If I come over here where this 3 lines is at, I can turn on coordinates, and you can see there's a coordinate system down here. So what I want to do is come over to our settings, and underneath the settings, I'm going to go ahead and close out drawing 3 so it's not showing up. In drawing 2, I'm going to right click and go edit drawing settings. From there, I am going to set up the units in zone. So the zone is going to be the datum. So type in U for United States, scroll down, find United States, Florida. The coordinate system that you're going to be using is the NAD 83 state planes west, and make sure, east US survey feet, and then apply. Notice that it automatically, TM is the transmercator and the datum is the NAD 83. You do have other options, so it's always important to select the options that the surveyor collected the data on. So when you're drawing it, you're putting it in the proper coordinate system. Notice it says US survey feet, 39.37 inches per meter. Okay, the typical default scale is 1 to 40, and that's acceptable. Don't worry about that. All right, other things that are in here is if you had to do a transformation, basically grid to ground factor based on your scale, this data is actually found in your data sheets. Remind me in class, if you don't know what a data sheet is, then I can go over that and we can take a look at the grid to ground, grid easting, local easting, some information on when you get a data sheet. Okay, I'd like to make sure you all know that. When I taught the basic survey class, I showed everybody how to pull a data sheet. I just want to make sure you all know how to do that too. So these are just the default labels, so that's fine. Abbreviations. So if your company wants to use a different abbreviation for the end of an alignment, the tangent point, a tangent spiral, these are your labeling. So I'm just going to leave that as default, but your company might have something different. So I'm going to just go ahead and click apply and OK. Now this is really important to set up the database before you start so you know you're in the right coordinate system. Okay, so if you're looking at this, you're looking at, again, a northing and an easting. Remember that northing is actually the y factor and the easting is the x factor. So I'm going to start out with a line. So you have to start the line command from a known point and then use your transparent commands. I want to go over some of the transparent commands here. Okay, these are automatically default. And I'm trying, okay, there. You can pull them over and set them anywhere. Mine defaults to over here. So these transparent commands, if you look at it, they're all relative to survey. So this one, I want to hover. This one's angle and distance. Specify a point location at an angle and a distance from another one. So the little blue symbol, number 1, is where you're setting up. Number 2 is where you're backsighting. And number 3 is where you're foresighting. This one here is a bearing and distance. That's what we're going to be using. We're setting up on a point and we have a bearing and a distance. Okay. The next one is an azimuth. Now in survey, legal descriptions aren't typically written in a azimuth. Remember what the difference between an azimuth and a bearing is. Bearings have south, east, north, south, east, and west components, whereas an azimuth goes from 0 to 360. You also have a deflection. So if you're setting up, typically deflections are used with roadway work. You're setting up on one point and you're deflecting to another. These are really nice to use when drawing out a bearings and distances, because the other method is a little bit more cumbersome using rotating angles. Okay, so you can specify a point location using northing and easting, grid northing and easting, longitude and latitude. Okay, a lot of our environmentalists, because it's not so specific for like wetland lines, they'll use longitude and latitudes. You have a point number, possibly a drawing or something that is that's collected for your point number or your setting up. Point name, point object. I'm just going to use the beginning of these 3. As we go through, I'll explain more if we'll be using this information. Down here we have profiles. We usually use the engineering components to do the profiles. Okay, so I'm just going to use these up here. Specifically today, I'm going to use the bearings and distances, but it gives you a brief introduction. And our surveyors don't use all of the buttons either. They are also old school, where they'll use the classic ribbon. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and do the legal description draw the legal description for this. So I am going to start a point. So I'm going to come up here to the home tab, points, and I usually you can do points miscellaneous, northing and easting, or just manual. So I'm going to click on the northing and easting, and it asks me what the northing is. So it's going to be 1297556.08. And I'm double checking this. 1297555. Okay, enter. And the easting is 577758.77. Hit enter. And the point description is going to be iron rod, IR. Hit enter. The elevation, I'm just going to put in, I forgot to write the, I'm just going to put in 0 for right now. There is an elevation on there, and I'm going to hit escape. So Z enter, E enter, zoom extends there. This is your point of commencement. Now I'm going to take a look at the elevation. So I should have written down the elevation as 7594. So I typed in over here, let me pull this over. It's got the northing and easting, so that's 75.94. Okay, that is our point of commencement of the project. So I split the screen on this. If yours is only a single view, it looks like this. I'm going to go ahead and split the screen. So I want to show you over here so you can see this legal description of how it's written for the topographic boundary. Note that it's describing lot 6768, okay, in the Seminole Land and Investment. Let me pull this back over. The Seminole Land and Investment Company's incorporated subdivision of Section 31, Township 26 South, Range 31 East, according to the official plat thereof, as recorded in Plat Book B, page 27 of the Public Records of Osceola County. Together with, okay, so let's first take a look at these lots. Notice it's basically saying all of the lots 67, 78, 83, 94, and 99 of Section, Township, and Range. And we talked about Section, Township, and Range last class. So there is 67, 78, and 83. 67, 78, 83, 94, 99. Okay, so that is the lot on the east half. The other lot, the one that we're going to write the draw the legal from, draw this line work for the legal from, this one here is going to be this one over on this side. Now it's already drawn, but I just want to show you how to draw it if you just had bearings and distances. Now notice on this one, it says all of lots 66 and 66 and 79. Here's 66 and here's 79. And then it says the east half of lot 82. Now, I do believe this is a typo because it says east half of lot 82. It's actually all of lot 82, okay? And then I do believe that is a typo, and it says east half of lot 95. And again, east half of lot 95. The east half of the lot, because if this is an entire lot here, there's 94, and here's 94, there is something off on their legal description, okay? Because this is showing the entire lot 95 in, the entire lot of 82 in. So my guess is this legal description on this side, it was originally half of that. So it would have been a, and let me just get a color. We're going to do yellow. If they were saying that it was midpoint, okay, so if they're saying it's the east half of lot 82, then technically that would be this side here. So if they're saying it's all of 67 and 79, how could it be possibly half of 82 if this is all of 66 and 79? So my guess is a legal description was written prior to this being included. So let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of it. And it says the west half of lot 65. Now, I do believe that because here is the west half of lot 65. And then it says the west half of lot 80. Okay. And then it says the west half of lot 81, which isn't true because it's all of lot 81. Okay. And the west half of lot 96. And that is true because here is lot 96 and it's the west half of lot 96. So there is an error in this description. So we're going to write and draw the boundary based for, I'm going to call this this side lot 1 and this side lot 2. So we're going to write, this is the written legal description, and I'm going to draw it out for you and show you all how to draw it in CAD with using the transparent commands and the bearing and distance. Notice again, we're commencing at a point and then going to a point of beginning. So let me go ahead and pause here, and then I'll show you what to do.